Hi there, good morning everybody, and once again welcome back to the channel. In today's video we shall learn about LakeFS with Apache Iceberg running locally. So let's get started. So let's cover first of all what is LakeFS, right? So on their website it is basically says scalable data version control. There's a very nice diagram which explains LakeFS on which component it sits, right? So on the bottom section you have the object store, right? S3, typical object stores, right? Or other object stores, right? Then on the top of that you have your formats, right? Hoodie, Delta, Iceberg, these are like formats, right? And on the top of formats will sit LakeFS, right? So as you can see, this green color block right there, right? LakeFS uses metadata to manage data version. Its versioning engine is highly scalable with minor impact to storage performance. And then you have your compute engine on the top, like Flink, Spark, Trino, Presto, etc. So let's learn on how we can get started. All right, so now you have a high level understanding of what LakeFS is. Now it's time that we do some interesting labs to understand this. All right, install this on your Mac, Windows, right, with a simple command pip install LakeFS, and this installs that. There's a Docker as well, but again, use whichever one is comfortable. And then let's start LakeFS on running locally. So Python -m lakefs.quick start. This will start LakeFS, as you can see. Copy access secret and the endpoint over here given to you. Now if you go to the endpoint, see what happens. Almost you will see something like GitHub, right? Now I can create a repository. Let's call this learn demo lake. It's too big. I just use learn demo should be good, right? In the settings you can also configure the storage. Here I'm using local, but of course you can point it to an object store as well and click on create. Now just like GitHub, you can see there's a readme page here, beautiful. You can see commits, you can see branches, you can see tags, you can see your PRs, actions, just like GitHub, and settings. So pretty similar like GitHub, okay? Now how to use this, right? So let me show you that. Okay, so first we're gonna configure that. So let me scroll here, okay. We need to add the package. So we're gonna use io.lakefs lakefs -iceberg v and then the version. This is the package that we will be using, okay? And then here you can see I've configured my LakeFS access secret and the endpoint. And the repo name, so this is the repo name that we just created. It's going to be learn-demo. So let's try to fix that. Learn-demo. And we'll execute the shell. And then we'll create a Spark session. As you can see, my Spark session is now being created. This shell is executing currently. Cool. Looks like it's still running. As you can see, this shell. Let me add one shell and just print Spark here, maybe Spark. Okay, my Spark session is ready. Now, how to use this, right? So basically so here I'm writing into the main branch, right? main.sampledb.table, right? So I have a data frame and I'm gonna write it into the main branch. And then let me show you how it works. Just like exactly like GitHub, it's gonna work, right? So let me execute this shell. So now we'll write some data into that. So I'm writing again, as you can see in the main branch, right? So let me execute this shell. I can see the data frame and now the write has been completed. Now I can read the data from that main branch. Here you can see foo and bar. Now let's take a look at the LakeFS, what it looks like. So here you can see on the branch, I do see a main branch. Oops. I do see a main branch here. And if I go to uncommitted changes, these changes are not committed, right? As you can see over here, right? So now I can add a commit like this is, looks good. Or whatever. Again, you can add metadata as well. So for example, Spark version, just showing you what you can do with that, right? So commit changes. So again, now my changes are in the main, as you can see over here. This is my data, metadata. Of course, you can also run SQL and read the data. Here you can see one and foo, right? Cool. So that makes sense, right? Now let's create a branch just like GitHub, right? Now there's a main branch, right, which is a prod branch, right? And now let's say I want to do some experiment or I want to make some changes. So I'll make a new branch of my main. I'll do some changes and then I'll create a merge request. Let me show you that process. It's easy. You can use the lakectl command as well to create to commit and to basically create a branch. But I'm showing you the UI approach. Okay, coming to branch. Click on create branch, easy, right? So I'm just gonna do dev and I wanna create this branch of main. So I'm gonna click on create. My branch has been created, okay? Now, if I were to read from that branch right now, which I just created, right, dev. So I can see 1 and 2, right, which was there in my main branch. So let me comment this out again. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna write something into the dev branch, right? So you can see ID3 and then ID4, right? So I'm writing something into that particular branch. So let me do that. So now, as you can see, I have returned that into the dev branch. So 3 and 4, right? So if I were to just read and show you, right? So 1 and 2 were there, right? From the before, and now I have added 3 and 4. Now these are my uncommitted changes. I need to commit them, right? So if I go here, if I go to my dev branch, you will see those uncommitted changes. You can inspect each files as well. So it says, yeah, looks good. Yeah, ready to be merged. Okay, just do a commit, right? So now my dev branch has that changes. Now, if I were to read that, just to show you, right? My main branch has 1 and 2, and my dev branch, right? My dev branch has 1 and 2 plus the new changes that I added, that 3 and 4. Because when I created my dev branch, I made out of my main branch, right? Now I can create a merge request, right? Like in GitHub, you create a PR, right? So again, you can use the LakeCTL command, or you can use the UI, whichever one you like it. So pull request, create a pull request. I'll say added some new changes, whatever. I mean, doesn't really matter. Some content, whatever you want to add, and then here you can see, right? I wanna have my dev branch merge into my main branch. I'm gonna create a pull request. So as you can see, my PR is ready. Now I can review it, of course, and then I can say, okay, looks good, guys. Let me merge it. So now it's merged, right? Now if I go back, I were to read the data. Look, in my main branch, I got that star, which we had in the dev branch, and then these are the items in the dev branch, right? So my dev branch has successfully been merged with the main branch, and now I can go ahead and delete it, right? So let me just copy the repo name quickly. I think I changed it to demo learn or learn demo, something like that. So here, learn demo. So I'm gonna copy that. And now my dev branch is deleted. So now if I go to my repository, I can come here, I can see there's a main branch, and these are all my data files into that, right? As you can see, right? Cool. So yeah, that's a quick demo for you. I hope you enjoyed. So it's almost like GitHub, right? You write your data, you commit your data. Once you have committed the data, looks good. It's in the main branch. And now any developer or any engineer who wants to make changes would basically do a pull request of your main branch, will do his work, and then can submit a PR. You can review it, and then that can be merged into the main branch now back. That's all I have. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll leave the code, the notebook that I have shown in the demo in my blog section. So in case if you wanna have access to the code snippets, you can of course try them out on your machine. With that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, and I'll see you in the next video.